Welcome to Dream Chasers Radio, where we are always daring to be different. Get ready, get ready, get ready to be inspired. Let's get moving toward our goals. And here to make that happen is our host, YaYa Diamond. Well, hello everyone out there in internet land. This is YaYa. You know, it's been a really challenging week for me. I have been told that I should not, that I could not, and that I would not. But you know me. Come on. Am I going to stop? Of course not. That did rhyme, didn't it? Thank you so much for tuning in to Dream Chasers Radio. And we're going to get the preliminaries out of the way. Thank you so much for tuning in to WKDW 97.5 FM, Real Community Radio in Northport, Florida, as well as Bomb Baby Radio in all of the 5 boroughs of New York City and on Dream Chasers Network. We have a wonderful show planned for you today, and I am just so excited to have this one person. And just the inspiration alone, I'll just let him tell you. Please, caller, tell everybody who you are and what you do, please.
Hello. My name is Donte.
Hello.
I am a recording artist based out of North Carolina.
Awesome. So I have a song, but I'm not going to play it yet.
Okay.
Tell us how you got started. Tell us all this stuff. Tell us.
Well, I come from a family of musicians. More specifically, my dad. He's pretty much like the jack of all trades. I mean, just whatever instrument you can think of, he has some sort of experience with it. And so it just started from a young age, and it's just something that stuck with me. So, you know, when I finally got out of, fast forward, I get out of high school, and I tell my dad that I want to get involved with music, and, you know, the rest is history. So.
Now, for your experience and all the things that you've done, tell us what has been like the biggest moment that kind of got you stuck. Like everybody has their thing where, oh my gosh, when I want to be this, but when this happened, I got the bug. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. Well, even though and why I mentioned fast forwarding to high school, all through high school. And even a little bit before, after I graduated, I was set on being an engineer. So that I really like to know the ins and outs and all that type of stuff. But it wasn't until I went to a local event where they had it was open mic. Yeah, they had an open mic, and I was with my friends, and they kind of peer pressured me into going up there because. I would rap and I would sing, just in my social settings, and they're like, you should go up there and do something. So I did, and everybody loved it, and I loved it. Yeah, that's when I fell in love, and shortly after that was when I went to my dad. It was like, hey, this is what I want to do. And yep, that's how it happens.
The bug happens to everybody, and in certain situations, it's different things. It's not always music. It could be anything that a person really, really wants to do in life, and that bug is like that's what grabs you and holds you to it. When you go out to perform or when you do your music, how does that feel to you? Because everybody has that satisfaction, but some people don't.
This is true. Thankfully, I'm not one of those that don't fall in that category because honestly, it just I feel like it's more an escape for me. I feel like I'm just in another world, and just the personality that I show, the energy that I have is like I'm a totally different, in a totally different world, and even now, just in regular settings, I'm real quiet and real reserved, but I'm the total opposite. And when I'm on stage and when I'm performing, it is something I just absolutely love to do. And it is just, thankfully, it is something that continues to hold me, and continues to hold me now.
Awesome. Now we are going to go ahead and played this song, Feels Like Heaven. Tell us about this song, and did you write it?
Yes, I did write the song. I did the rapping and the singing on it. I did all the vocals on it, and just pretty much it was a song dedicated to my wife, and just appreciating her, and just knowing that, you know, when you have that special someone, you know, that's been in your corner through the ups and downs, who knows that, you know, whatever's going on in life, you're going to have that support. And it's, you know, it just feels like, you know, that's just my expression. You know, it feels like heaven when you're next to me. And that's the motivation from the song.
Well, that's a good, I mean, you got kudos for that one. That's kudos points in my book.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
We're going to go ahead and play that. Right here on Dream Chasers Radio. Here it is. Feels Like Heaven.
Sometimes I just sit back and watch how you move. Bring your style to the way that you walk. You're not like other bras, so baby, overall, you're like a rag in the dark with electricity to keep nerves on in. So much that you can get sprayed in a spa. Making a boss, come away to the cost, but I got that. So when I awake and start my day, you find my side. So I can grind, go ahead and my biz, cause I'm supplied with a lady that's ready to get down the ride. And I ain't gon' lie, for I can fly. Your motivation, what I need to start. I think Basquiat, I think Henry Tanner. Cause you one fine piece of art, I'm silly, but you like that. A different dude with a sense of humor. Gifted ruler with an instant studio and a sweet technique that can heat the room up. Work out on beat, ain't speaking Zumba. But the feeling will be getting to ya. Look in my eyes when I'm inching to ya. That our love will start to feel like heaven made it. It's amazing what we're making. Feel you shaking, feel the placement. A feeling sacred to build a haven. Just be patient, the place I'm taking you just amazing. So come escape with and just embrace it. Never felt better cause there's no more waiting. Cause I swear this love it feels like
heaven, yeah. Baby, it feels like heaven, yeah. Said it feels like heaven when you're next to me, baby. It feels like heaven when you're next to me. Ooh, it feels like heaven, yeah. Said it feels like heaven. Said it feels like heaven when you're next to me, baby. It feels like heaven when you're next to me.
And I'm understanding that it's something I never felt before. Homie, you can have it. Them dots and them ratchets, they bad, but Lord, shorty the baddest. I can't imagine life without a beat, cause boy, we be wreaking havoc. And what we be doing behind closed doors, baby, that's magic. But them lames distant, mad cause they can't hang wishing. The game's different, they change fishing for whatever they can bang with it, but I ain't tripping. My main mission is to keep you happy, and that's my aim with it. So I treat that good like the book of life. Just wanna make sure my name's in it. I'll ride for you, girl, cause you ride it for me. Remember when I was down, I was weak, dying to be something I can achieve. I would try, but would lie in defeat. When they gave up on me, you were right in the seat, and you were telling me to rise and compete. So now I'm a beast when I rhyme on the beat, because the love I feel for you was like heaven made it. It's amazing what we're making. Feel you shaking, feel the placement, a feeling sacred to build a haven. Just be patient, the place I'm taking you just amazing. So come escape with and just embrace it. Never felt better cause there's no more waiting. Cause I swear this love it feels like
heaven, yeah. Baby, it feels like heaven, yeah. Said it feels like heaven when you're next to me, baby. It feels like heaven when you're next to me. Ooh, it feels like heaven, yeah. Said it feels like heaven. Said it feels like heaven when you're next to me, baby. It feels like heaven when you're next to me.
Life gets no better when we're both caught up like we're in the rapture. Drowned in a pool of laughter. Good times when we choose to gather. Heart moving faster when I'm looking at you. With bedroom eyes when I move to capture. Nobody when I look to master. Heart, mind, and soul won't lose a fracture. Because the love we share, it feels like
heaven made it.
It's amazing
what we're making.
Feel you shaking,
to feel the place,
to feel it sacred,
to feel the haze.
Just be patient, the place I'm taking you just amazing. So come escape with and just embrace it. Never felt better cause there's no more waiting.
Because I swear this love feels like heaven, yeah. Baby, it feels like heaven. heaven waking next to me.
I love it. Wow. Wow.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Going through the process of writing, I mean, I'm kind of familiar with that. Going through the process of writing and putting everything pen to paper, do you have that idea that you get in the night, you wake up in the morning and you're like, you forget it? Or do you remember all that? Because I know sometimes I forget and sometimes
Right. It's like this torture, isn't it? It's like it's frustrating sometimes. It just sometimes you have that idea or a concept, and your brain is just overloading with ideas of how to build on it, and then the next moment you get distracted with whatever, and you just lose it all. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy sometimes. So I've made a really good effort now, which is a lot easier now with the use of cell phones, to where just whatever idea I have, I'm recording some voice message or something to myself, or I'm texting myself something just to try to hold it. But yeah, just in the beginning stages, it used to be so hard. And I was like, I had the greatest idea, and then I lost it.
Well, I know about that. I definitely know about that. That is one of the most frustrating things as a writer that we can experience. And I think it happens to pretty much everybody. But with the habit that you've developed, what other habit did you have to develop during the course of your development as an artist?
But one thing I definitely had to develop as far as, addition by subtraction is to find out who I am, and to not look to what everyone else is doing, and not to tell someone else's truth, but to tell my truth, and to be myself when I'm creating and writing and doing the things that I do. And it's very, and even past music, just in life in general, it's very easy to kind of fall in line and go with the status quo. And the biggest thing, the challenge for me, especially in the beginning, I'm not going to act like I'm completely free of that notion now, but just being confident in who I am and being confident enough that what I'm giving is the absolute best that I can give, because it's genuinely me and not emulating anybody else. And so it's just whether it's an idea where, it pushes my limits, takes me out of my comfort zone, whether I want to sing or whether I want to rap, just it's me. And it's not like anybody else. And so it's just developing the habit of just, regardless of what it looks like externally, always remain true to who you are. And that's been the biggest thing I've been able to develop. Yeah.
That is awesome. Now, I'm going to have a difficult question for you, because I think that you can take it. I think you can take it. You sound like the kind of person that can take this. Okay, so everyone has someone that they look up to that has really, brought them through as an artist. I'm talking about another artist, like someone who you look at or you listen to, someone who has inspired you, yet you have to be your own person. How did you combat that between not emulating them so much so that, hey, you sound just like, you know what I mean?
Right. Exactly. Yeah. The biggest thing that I had to do, and what I decided to do personally, is not necessarily, I had to move from listening as a fan into listening as like another artist, like understanding what it is that I'm so attracted to. And once I was able to identify just, okay, I really like this artist because he's able to do this, this, and that. So I was like, okay, so I'm attracted to those qualities in this artist. Okay, how can I put myself, how can I emulate or use those qualities that I'm drawn to, but then make it me. Like, how do I make it myself? And go just, in that process of getting to where I am as far as, being unapologetically me, is I've made those, things that were like, wait, you sound exactly like this person. You sound exactly like that person. And, for a quick microwave fix, that may be what some people are fine with, but, to the true artist, I mean, it's like, I want to leave a legacy for me. But and what I had to do, I just had to sit down and was like, okay, what draws me to this person? And I really had to just sit down and study. And then it's like, okay, I see what I'm drawn to. And so, and whether just, the quality or the skill or the technique that what made me a fan, it's like, okay, I can admire those skills and those techniques, but, how can I make it my story? How can I tell it or make it, convey it through my eyes and through my own voice, to where, even still you may see where my influences come from, but it's still uniquely me. So that's what I had to do. I had to kind of break everything down, and just really understand, okay, this is how this is how he does it. This is, the approach as far as, how they rhyme or how they sing and the content they present. It's like, okay, I can understand that on the basic level. So now I'm able to break it down. Now I can build it up, build my own foundation, and, and not so much, I can build from the ground up for me, not necessarily just, copy and paste from what they do.
Right. Now, building from the ground up and building your foundation, how important was that to you?
Once I figured out, and honestly, you get tired of, even with yourself and just with, the social group that you're in, musically or as an artist, you just get tired of seeing everyone, trying to sound like the next person. And, me at my core, I can admit I am a bit of a rebel. So I never wanted to follow the crowd. I never wanted to just, fit in with the status quo. So I was always trying to find a way to stand out more so than stand in. And, just so that's why I would take myself to that process of, I'm really liking this person. I'm a big fan of this artist, just so inspired. But at the same time, I don't want to be a copy of that person. And it was just a really, and I'm not going to act like it wasn't a hard process, because, there's people who go through life in general and still trying to find out who they are as a person. So it's just, that on top of trying to find out who you are as an artist, it's even, double trouble, so to speak. But I do believe that it's a very necessary process, because once you find out, who you are, and I had to find, okay, I like to do this with my music. I don't like to do this with my music. I like to create this way. I like to talk about this. I like to express this. Different things that you find out that you like and don't like about yourself as an artist. And that's, on top of figuring out what you like and don't like and how you are as a person. Like, once you're able to figure that out, then, once you get that foundation set and it's a solid foundation, then everything kind of falls into place. But it's, as people say, or in general, it takes the most time to create the blueprint more so than build a house.
Yes,
so,
definitely.
So it's just once you get that created, then everything will fall into place. And then once you kind of figuratively step back and look at what you built, you're like, yeah, that's me. That's all me. And so yeah, very important.
I think that is so cool. I mean, just knowing who you are, taking that moment to just stand back and look at yourself in the glass, in the mirror, per se. I tell people, look, a lot of times you have to step out of the situation to comprehend the situation. When you are writing your music, do you step into the shoes of the connoisseur, the person who's, so the customer, when you're writing your music, or do you just stay artistry?
It's a fine line, but I am more stubborn, so to speak. So I do tend to stay on the artistic side. It's trying to find that fine line where you are still you as far as musically, and still being able to be enough to where someone wants to buy your stuff. But it's but at the same time, I feel like the field of dreams quote, if you build it, they will come type of thing. It's like if, everybody has, I believe, has a niche for a specific group of people. And it's just, if you just create the content and, and put yourself in that position to where you can market yourself or, present yourself, again, everything else will fall into place. So the people that will come to you, that will be drawn to you, will be the people, you are specifically, who can specifically understand your artistry, can appreciate your artistry, and whether it's, 550, 500, 5 million, just those people will be like, your super fan, so to speak. And of course, other people may have, the other side of that they just want to appeal to as many people as possible. But I think from my approach, maybe it's a double-edged sword, but, if I'm being true to me and the content that I present, that it will appeal to the right people, and the right people will respond. And so that's kind of how I, take my approach there.
Right. Now, when you started your music and when you started this journey, did you believe that you could get where you're at today, or is this the midpoint by which you thought you could be at, that, you're right on track?
That's honestly a hard question. Of course, everyone will say hard, but everybody has, their dreams or, their aspirations, so to speak. But I feel like I've come a very long way, because I've been, involved in music one way or another for over 10 years, and it doesn't seem like that at all. But now that I think about it, but I've come a long way in the things that I've learned, and just as far as honing your craft and technique. But at the same time, I do feel like I'm right where I need to be. So it's kind of, I can't imagine coming this far, but then at the same time, I feel like I'm just getting started. And that question, I don't really ask too much. I try to stay a little bit neutral on my questions, but to some people, I feel like you have more to offer when it comes to the intelligence of just, grasping where you're at as an artist. That question was intended to make you see how far you've come. Not a very hard question at all when you look at it that way. And I think you have come a long way. I think you're further along than a lot of artists, because you had to stand back and look at yourself from the outside to the inside and say, this is who I am. This is what I'm going to be. And this is going to be something I'm not going to compromise on. When you think of your journey now, what do you have in store for yourself in your own mind? And then how far along do you have that vision for? Well, I think that right now, why I feel like I'm just getting started is throughout. At this point, I feel like I've mastered my discipline to being committed to it. Just the work ethic, the things that I'm finally feel like I'm in a position to where I'm free, if that makes sense. So I'm just free to just focus, and like I have my develop my discipline to how I want to work. and how I want to push forward. And I really don't. I don't have a finite. I mean, I have my goals, but I don't have like a finite okay, this is the end all, so to speak, because I feel like music is something that lives forever, and I'm like just as long as I'm able to, and I don't see this being a passion that would die anytime soon. So just as long as I'm able to, then I will still be involved in music some way, shape, or form, because it's just something that has become such a big part of me. But right now, I feel like I'm really confident. I'm really excited. It's almost as if I've like figuratively hit the reset button, but maintaining all the knowledge that I had, and I'm just ready. I'm just ready to get to it. So look out, world.
I have to say congratulations. You're again. You've impressed me. I'm not much of a person to impress. Believe me, I'm really.
Yes,
I'm just sitting here. But at the same time, I love your disposition. Where you are mentally is so much further along than you really believe you are, and I have to say congratulations, because with that attitude, I hope that one day when you do make it, because you will, that you'll think of this lowly person that's still on the radio, and you'll come back and tell me what the journey was like, because I really want to know.
Oh, yeah.
Because I believe you have a very big future.
Yes, ma'am. I definitely appreciate that. And, of course, I can't forget the Dream Chasers show. So I would love to be back. I would love to be back.
When you get to that level of grandiosio, how I would say, however, wherever you want to, that you would sit back on me, please, and let me know how. I love journeys. I believe so much that your journey has just begun. I think that if you stay focused and you do it, you're going to be really, really where you really, where people will place you, basically, I would have to say.
Yes.
Wow. So what's coming up for you next?
Well, I have two projects that's coming out, because we're working over here. So I have two projects that's coming out. It's a two-part series titled Ebb and Flow, which, is with to kind of explain the title there, just figuratively speaking, people talk about the ebbs and flows of life, your ups and downs, the good and bad, and it's just a project that's kind of just conveying my musical journey, and it's just been, I've been involved in a lot of different genres of music, and it's just now I'm at a place where I'm kind of just melding and meshing everything together. So where it's just, I believe it's something unique. I do believe I have a story to tell, and these projects will tell that story for me. So the first project is slated to come out in November. We don't have a specific date yet, but we're shooting for November. And the second part of that project, we're looking for February in 2018, and we're going to push that. And so that's what's coming up in the immediate future. Again, I'm just really excited and fortunate to still be doing something I'm still so passionate about. So.
And that's a blessing. And where can people reach you?
They can reach me at my website. It's Donte Credo, DONTE CREDO.com. You can look me up on your favorite social networks: Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all them other ones. Cause I know there's like 8,000 social media sites and apps these days. But whichever one, there's a Donte Credo on there somewhere. So, yep. So definitely find me. And even now, I'm not sure how long I'll be able to do this, but even now, like my email is DonteCredo at gmail.com. And even those that, reach out to me via email, I do take time to just to read emails and to respond to them. So I if you want to reach out there, you can. But, again, you can check out the website and the music and everything else at DonteCredo.com.
Awesome. Donte, thank you so much for being on the show. I think you have a wonderful
Thank you.
future. And please check in with me, even if you're not on the radio show. Just check in on me. You know, check in with me on just milestones. I love it. I love it when you succeed. And I'm doing what I love to do. So I'm not envious or jealous of anything. I really want the best for you.
Right.
Thank you so much for just being on the show. And again, I want to hear this journey. I really want to keep in touch with you. So please keep in touch.
Definitely. We definitely will. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Then we'll talk again soon.
Yes,
all
ma'am.
Right.
We will. All right.
Beautiful.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Donte Creed. I mean, you got to see it. I mean, if you don't see it, then you're really not envisioning. This person has his head on that plane where that's where you need to be if you're going to make it. You step out, you look in, and you become someone who is analyzing what they see. Even if it hurts you, you need to do it. You need to step back, look at it, and go, what is that? Why are you doing that? And is that going to help you, or is it going to hurt you? No matter how much you want it, if it's not productive, stop. Thank you so much, and don't ever forget to what? I know. If I could hear you, you'd be saying, dare to be different, baby. Good night, everybody.